Hey guys, welcome back to Kustom's on the YouTube. Dave here in the garage, Area 51. Alright, so last week painted the jams and stuff. This week a little bit more prep to do and then start squirting some paint on this thing, chicken wing. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so last week painted all the jams as I just said. I noticed a few kind of light sanding marks in around the boot lid. The door jams aren't too bad, and I sanded it down to 320, which in the past has been fine with the paint system I'm using, but this colour is really fine, so shrink back into those scratches is going to be noticeable. So not kind of will, but anyway, so I'm going to go over the car one more time with I was going to use just 600 on the paper. Started doing this fender and the boot lid and stuff during the week, but it just clogs up the paper super quick. Well, didn't clog it and leave those hard lumps, but it just binds up the paper, so that paper is probably more suited to wet sanding, and which I'm not going to do on this primer. So I went into it with a maroon and then the green Scotch Brite, which takes it down quite nicely. So I've got to go around the whole car, do that again. So I'm going to jump ahead and get that done. I'm not going to subject you to all of that, but yeah, and then there'll probably be a little bit of spot priming again and all that kind of stuff. So I'll get ahead, and then we've got to hang these guards back on, unmask the front, hang the guards back on because they're going to get painted on the car. And yeah, so not sure what order I'll do these things in. I might hang the guards, actually get that done before I kind of have to sand them. So let's do that. Okay, so haven't got all that far really, but guards on, skirts on, also just for Carl from Bunny's garage, that's sitting in place now, because all that's got to be in there for when I kind of start laying some paint, which I'm still a little ways away from yet, but I've just got to go through now and just one more kind of rub down over the whole thing, create a heap of dust, a little bit more masking around the engine bay and stuff, and yeah, then we get into it. So I won't film any of the sanding because it's just kind of frightfully kind of boring. I was hoping to be straight into the painting on this video, but then I made a decision, executive decision during the week, that I needed to do some more sanding. Flatten this high build down a little bit more. It's not going to be super straight sort of thing. And notice a few little things when I was just doing that, a few little blemishes I missed kind of in the returns around the skirts. And the skirts fit okay, but you know, I thought they looked really good in metal, but now you're sort of starting to see some not so good fitment issues, but it's got to have a rubber seal and all that in there as well. And then the door gaps between the front guards and the doors, you know, they're okay, but neither of them fit that well up here. So yeah, and a little bit down the bottom where I've done repairs and not really got them super straight, but doesn't matter, you'll see. So anyway, I'll go sanding and we'll be back when we're done with that. Okay, so officially over sanding. Been around essentially the whole car twice. yeah, you see these little bits of tape here. These are rub throughs. I was sort of marking them with tape as I found them. There's a few that I've missed from the other week, and a few that I created today. So just going to go around and give all those a little bit of a spot prime, and then wait for that to flash off, rub that back, and masking. Got to do some more masking. That's right. What have I got to do? All the kind of front stuff, engine bay and that again, front wheel arch, shit like that, headlight hole, it's the washing machine, and all the front kind of stuff. Like I've got to kind of protect that, fill these holes, probably fill the backs of those holes, and stuff like that. Yeah, before I do that, I'll just do a little bit of, what's that sticking through there, spot priming. Don't really need to sort of mask a lot for that, just a little bit of cardboard or something will do. So I'll do that, then we'll be back. What I want to do, some people love it, a lot of people hate it. It's got to be done right to look right, you know. So pretty much I'm just gonna start working on it. It's gonna be a bit like a painting, like an oil painting kind of painting sort of deal, you know. So yeah, man, it's pretty nerve-wracking. I've been round it with wax and grease remover like 3 times, and then a buff as well. So like, you know, just a dry cloth buff, try and take off any sort of excess sanding dust and stuff. Found a few more dents once I got a bit of shiny shit on there, but it's too late for that now. Well, I could go into it, but I'm not going to. For those of you who are new to the channel, my plan is my vision for this car is to have not a shiny hot rod, but not a hot rod flats hot rod either. My kind of idea was for it to be, you know, like it was a 5 or 10 year old production car, you know, factory custom sort of deal, got, you know, through a fan belt or something, and then just old Mr. you know, Jones or whatever parked it in the backyard sort of thing and left it, and it just got sort of sunburnt and faded. So it's not gonna, the idea, you know, like in Arizona or somewhere hot and dry, the idea is to it not to be like a fully kind of rusted out heap of shit look, but more of a kind of sunburnt, faded look. Hopefully I can pull this off. Like, I have a vision in my head, kind of. She's ready to go, kind of, I think, maybe. Man, I'm real nervous about this, eh? Like, I don't know how this is gonna go down with the old internet.
Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity, well, not really, if I don't like this paint, I can just paint over it and, you know, do it again. It's only paint, yeah? Would you spray this shit, or would you just let it slip? His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. He's ready to spray some paint on this Chevy. The tack rag he keeps forgetting. He's nervous on the surface, but calm and ready to spray some paint, but he keeps forgetting the things he's supposed to do. The compressor is so loud. He holds the spray gun, but the paint won't come out. The spray gun's choking now. The paint won't come out. Time's up, lol.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
In the gun. Let's go. Do it.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some lucid shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
Okay, so finished. No, just joking. Okay, so that's kind of the first pass, is just a bit of black base and then kind of splattery squirt bottle with a orangey brown, which is basically just bright orange. That orange there with a bit of black in it. Dirty it up, give it that kind of red oxide-y sort of thing. So what I've sort of done was, you know, lots of people have done this before me, this is nothing new, is like lay down some base, some black, squirt some water loosely over the top of it, and then dust in the orangey brown over the top of that. Let that flash off, wipe it back, even if it's not fully flashed off, wiping it back while it's still a little soft doesn't really hurt anything. It just kind of adds to more of that erratic texture, if you know what I'm saying. There will be some other bits in that, but I'll come back in once we've got the base, you know, the actual car colour coming in over the top of some of this stuff, if that makes sense. My plan is to not to do too much kind of sanding back, because I don't really like that. I thought that was a reaction there, but it was just water on the door. I don't really like that kind of sanded through kind of feel. I want to kind of try and create as much of this effect in actual paint as possible. I will probably go in with a Scotch-Brite and just feather some bits back out at different stages, but something like that. But yeah, all that sanding and all that straightening it out just to go and do that. criminal. Yeah, hopefully you forgive me. Anyway, I'm gonna start drying this off again and yeah, go from there. Okay, so you know how I said I didn't want to do any of that kind of rub through thing? Well, I am. I kind of like laying in the colour, kind of laid it in a bit heavy in places, and I sort of thought I'll just knock the tops off it, because the black and the brown I put on was pretty textured anyway, so I thought I can take the top off it and just feather it back a bit. I'll you know, it'll kind of bring it back around. I'm kind of quite liking where it's going. I've got another stage or a couple of stages in mind for this, so running out of day today though, so we'll be back on it bright and early tomorrow, to kind of continue this saga of aging this paint somewhat. I mean, I'm starting to quite like how the front guards and this side of the bonnet are coming out. There's a few bits I rubbed through into the primer that I'll have to kind of add a little bit more in and maybe take a little bit out, you know, and then before we kind of shoot any clear. Now it's not going to be all shiny clear, don't you worry about that. It's going to be some shiny clear and some flat clear if I can pull it off. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. What do you think? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Hey guys, so next day, this is where we left off. Before I go any further playing around with the kind of rusty effects and stuff, I gotta lay some more of the actual colour, and I've only kind of gone around and done one kind of dusty coat basically, so I need to kind of get a little bit more of that down on the lower half of the car, just to, you know, give it a good coating, and then we'll kind of move on to our next phase of undoing all the prep work that I spent the last couple of months doing, or 6 months, however, like 4 years. Okay, so I'll just go around and hit some more colour on here, eh? And then we'll come back into the whatever it is I'm doing. Okay, okay, so I've done the kind of final colour down low sort of thing. There'll be a bit more kind of detailing going in there, I guess, little bits, maybe with the airbrush later on. I'll leave that in the gun just in case I want to bring it back a little, you know what I'm saying? I've been and wiped off all the water. I've got to go around and give it another wipe because it just kind of smears the overspray around for the first wipe. And I've got a little bit of a plan, excuse me, to sort of whiten up the upper parts of the colour. So I'm just going to mix up a little bit of the kind of body colour, well, the tealy colour, and chuck a little bit of white in it, just lighten it, and then kind of mist it up over the top. And yeah, then we'll go back in with the kind of other stuff, I think. Making this up as I go along, it's kind of like painting something out of my head that I haven't really got a super clear picture of, but yeah, hopefully we'll get there. Okay, so kind of went through and did my lighter colour. Yeah, it didn't really kind of go as smooth as I would have liked, but yeah, that spray gun there runs out of air, something fierce. It must have a requirement for a whole lot more air than I can give it with my little compressor. But yeah, it's kind of alright when you're just making a mess sort of thing. If I was trying to lay something real nice down, I might have a bit more trouble with that gun, but blame the tools. So what I might do now is might go around with the brown again, kind of dust in a little bit more of that, and then we might get into a little bit of the airbrush and just bring in some of the details. I want to bring in another colour, kind of a lighter orangier brown, just for a little bit of texture, a little bit of breakthrough sort of thing, and see how that goes. If not, I'll paint that out. But yeah, so we'll dust some brown around the place. Okay, so hopefully you can see this, like with a bit of Scotch-Brite, that brown blending with the kind of base colours, the whited up colour and whatnot, kind of gives this real cool kind of goldy kind of hue, which is kind of what I'm after. That's the kind of almost the third colour, possibly fourth, that I want to include in this shenanigans. So I'm going to go through and do a bit of Scotch-Briting and see what I can kind of do with it, you know. And then you just give it a bit of a wipe off the excess. Hopefully it doesn't just melt in when I clear it. Oh, but I've got a bit of shit in the paint. I have to start over and go all over again. Anyway, I'll carry on. It's got quite yellowy now actually. I wonder if that's a good thing. Definitely makes a difference. Good thing or bad thing, I don't know. I kind of like it. It's kind of what I'm thinking. It gets rid of that kind of sprayed kind of vibe. Even though I said I didn't want to do sand through stuff, but this Scotch-Brite thing, I'm not sanding through, I'm just blending it with the Scotch-Brite. That makes sense? That's what I'm going to tell myself anyway. Anyway, I'll carry on. High speed. Okay, so got my little spray gun out and my Iwata HP Eclipse, in case you're wondering. Just going to go in and do a few little detaily bits and hopefully then that's about it. Maybe, hopefully. Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe, hopefully, yeah. Okay, so GoPro still works. Just knocked you fellas clean over on the old tripod with the compressor hose. Anyway, carrying on. Just going to go through the same kind of order of process, but with little bits generally. I was going to do the brown first, that's why some of it's in here on this side, and then I just changed my mind. Okay, so something happened. I didn't have the lid on my spray gun. I was going through with the big spray gun on a bit of the brown and I slopped it. So now I gotta fix that. So I fixed my dribble. I was gonna like try and blend the colour back in and try to put it everything that's like, nah, it can just be damage. Yeah, so I think it's all but kind of done other than the clear. Well, I'm gonna give it one more kind of go over with a bit of a Scotch-Brite just to even out a couple of things and take a couple of things back up a little bit. Yeah, make a mess, but and yeah, tripped over my hose again, ripped the old airbrush off its little hanger and flung that across the floor. So yeah, starting to get clumsy. But yeah, she's taking shape. It's probably not the greatest of light to sort of see it in, I guess. Not everyone's cup of tea, I get that. This has been my kind of vision for this car all along, was to have a kind of, you know, a driver patina kind of thing. Even I liked it when it was in bare metal and, you know, like rusty metal and primer and shit like that. I actually quite like that look. So, but yeah, it seems like a waste of time to go to all the lengths that I've gone to kind of straighten it out and all that kind of stuff. But I have some method to my madness. a lot of the trim and the chrome and that is not great on this car, although I did get a better front bumper from Rob up in Kerry who sent that down to us, and yeah, it's better. It's not perfect, you know. Like if I was going to do like a full beautiful glossy shiny, you know, custom paint job sort of thing, it would be, I would need to have better chrome, like door handles, all the body trim, you know, some of it's got dings and stuff like that in it, the window trim and all that kind of shit. Is all kind of marked and damaged in some way, and you know, I just don't have the funds to send all the chrome away and all that stuff to get it all kind of redone and made, you know, perfect as perfect as a really good paint job deserves, you know. So, and then if it was too shiny and that, man, I just wouldn't want to drive it. It would just give me the shits, you know. Like I've had shiny cars before and they do my head in, like every little mark and scratch is a pain in the ass and it just bums you out. But, you know, you get over it. But with something like this, if I scratch it, I can just do some more rust in it or something like that. On the whole, she's pretty good. I don't really like that much. I wonder if I should rub that back off a bit. That's what the next stage of, what do you call it, Scotch-Brite's going to do. Bring some of that stuff back down a little bit. Just leave a little bit of marking rather than, you know, heavy stuff. So, with that being said, that's, you know, my method to my madness. I'm still going to do as nice as an interior as I can. Engine bay tidy, trunk tidy, you know. Things will be shiny painted, but yeah, they're just not the exterior, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, anyway, I gotta clean up some mess, clean out some spray guns. I might do that Scotch-Briting first because I might end up spraying some more stuff, you know what I'm saying. And then get ready to shoot some clear on this thing. Not going to be gloss clear, I just want to do like a satin clear. I was going to kind of do a bit of a mix, gloss and satin, you know, gloss on some of the kind of like cleaner, more weather protected lower areas and stuff, but I'm not sure that I'll do that now. I might just put some flattening base in the clear and just shoot it and see what happens. Just to lock it down. It's not going to get cut and polished or anything like that, so it'll be what comes off the gun, hopefully all going well. Right, Scotch-Brite, yeah. Right, I'm just going to give it a whip round with the old green Scotch-Brite. Scotch-Brite has been that it's a little bit finer. Might start with. Mostly cleaned up. Wow, what a mission. It's a good idea having multiple spray guns for doing multiple colours, but man, the cleanup at the end of it, like 3 spray guns that have been sitting for a day and a half, it's kind of, yeah, it gets pretty tiresome cleaning them all out. Pretty much ready to shoot some clear. Just gonna go and have some lunch and regroup a little, and I've been thinking I might just mix normal gloss clear, do a couple of coats of gloss over it, the whole thing, and then I'll flatten off some clear, and I'll just go back and pick and choose certain areas to flatten off a bit, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah? So anyway, lunchtime. It's been a long morning. Okay, so had my lunch, was good, thanks. I had breakfast, lunch, so it was kind of breakfast stuff for lunch. I couldn't be bothered making anything else. Right, so I got some clear mixed up. Just got to throw it in the gun and hit it. Start squirting this thing with clear. Might drain my water trap first, because I wouldn't want to mess up my paint job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've given it all a good wipe down and taken all the kind of loose dust and stuff off it. I haven't tack ragged it. Let's be honest, it's not gonna matter too much. All right, so let's get at it. Clear time. Okay, so that's 2 coats of just clear over everything. I'm going to let that flash off for a bit, and then I'll come back in with some flattening base and some clear and just go around and flatten off parts of it. Hopefully this works. And then I'll probably just spray a little bit of straight thinners in there just to kind of like melt it in. And then we should be pretty much done, I reckon. Hopefully. Yeah, anyway, I've got to get my mask back on. It's quite fumey in here. Okay, so kind of gone around the flattening base areas. Like you can see it's starting to flatten off again up here now, where it's still wet, it's still quite glossy. Just in those areas, my flattening base actually was looking a bit manky in the tin, but I have had it for about 13 years, so yeah, hopefully it's all right. I've run out of premium thinners though, so I've just got to shoot out down to Repco. They've got some down there. Being a Sunday, it's a bit harder to get things, but they have got one, a premium thinner down there, which is, I've got to go and grab some of that because I want to just like blend it all in with just some straight thinners as the final pass type of thing, you know, just wet it down, let it eat in. But before I do that, I'll let all that flat clear, you know, drop into its kind of satinness. It's not like full flat, I don't think. I didn't put heaps in. Hopefully it'll stay just with a little bit of a sheen on it. And yeah, and then we're done. Anyway, gotta go get some thinners. Back soon. Okay, cleaning up time. Okay, so what do? We sprayed that final blowover with some clear, with just straight thinners, just to kind of flatten it out a bit and have it eat into itself. Managed to dribble some on the back there, some thinners. My gun was leaking. Everything seems to leak. My mask was leaking. I think you might have seen me mucking around looking over there when I was painting at one point, and same up on the bonnet when I started clearing. I was getting water, but I couldn't see it coming from my airline and stuff like last time. It was coming from my mask. So that was just like recycled water landing on things. I'm getting a bit of this white shit come through, which is that flattening base. There's a bit up there I noticed as well. I'll let that dry properly and then I'll kind of pick that out. But yeah, so that's... I'm thinking, what's that line on there? But it's the light coming through the door. Oh, crikey. How did I do that? But yeah, so that's it. Might just quickly unmask it and then we'll kind of... not that it's going to make a whole lot of difference, but it kind of gets rid of some of it anyway. So we'll unmask it and then have a look-see. all unmasked. Even unmasked the dash and the steering column and steering wheel and stuff. Haven't seen that for a long time. Can't see it at all with this light. The camera will adjust and you can kind of see what's going on there. Actually a couple of little dents up here that I missed completely. But yeah, I don't know how I missed those. Man, I sanded that about 4,000 times and it was like just before I painted it I spotted them. Well, I felt them. Yeah, this reminds me I've got a wee little ding in the dash there that I did when I first painted it. Like within minutes of painting it I was vacuuming the roof and I dropped the vacuum on the soft paint. Yeah, you're probably wondering what you're vacuuming the roof for. I can't even remember, but I remember that's what I was doing. But yeah, here it is. Area 51 is painted. Hopefully my trim's going to cover enough of that, but if not I can blend it in, touch it up and stuff like that. I can't remember how far that trim comes down actually. I'm sure there's a chrome trim that goes on there. Is there? Sure there is, yeah, because it comes through and follows through that line there. Don't know, I'm going to have to look that up. I looked it up. There is a trim that comes across there, but I can't see in the pictures whether it comes kind of right down over that edge. I can't remember. I'll cross that bridge when we come to put the trim on, because I may have to do a little bit of, you know, extra. There's still actually a little bit of extra I've got to do on that upper firewall part that I cocked up and got some overspray on it and then cleared over it, some primer. And then cleared over it when I was touching it up last week when I was doing the door jams. It's like, oh, what a dipstick, eh? And never mind. So I'm just going round and round in circles. That chrome trim actually only comes to here, so I'm going to have to do some painting on that part of the upper firewall. I think I'll have to dig it out properly and have a proper look, but yeah, I think I messed up there. But never mind, I got all the colours, kept them all, jarred them up, but there it is. So all done now for now, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I know it's like the fake patina thing is a kind of contentious issue with certain folk. Some people love it, some people hate it. I've never done a full car like this before, so it was a bit of a first for me. I've done little bits and pieces, touch up stuff, and I did a motorbike tank once, but that's about it. So it was a bit of an experimentation with different paints and colours and stuff like that to try and get the look that I wanted, and I think I've largely achieved it. Yeah, it'd be good to get it outside in the sun and sort of see what it looks like, but you know, in here it looks like that. On the camera it actually looks kind of weird, but it looks quite different in the flesh. But yeah, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with it as it sits at the moment. Like I say, if I decide I don't like it, it's all kind of there now. It's all the groundwork is done. All I'd have to do is kind of rub it back, flatten it off, seal it up, and shoot it again with something else, you know. It's all there, it's all kind of on there and sealed up. But anyway, that's where we'll leave this video. You know, don't lose yourself. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. There's still heaps to go on this thing. We've got all sorts of little bits of bracketry and bumper brackets and crap like that to paint, fit, you know, reassemble all the stuff that we spent the last 4 years kind of fabricating and sorting out, you know, heater, wipers, all that kind of stuff, and finally and dialing all those, and we've got to wire it, we've got to do an interior, we've got to suss out all the door regulators and stuff. I don't even know if any of them work. Put all the latches and stuff back on. Man, there's still a heap of work to do, and it's not a case of just bolting them on. It's like I kind of got to go through everything and make sure it is serviceable, you know, like the door latches and regulators and stuff. Some of the stuff I know works, but yeah, a lot of the other stuff I wouldn't have a clue. I've still got to paint the indicator switch and the clock that goes in the middle of the dash. So I've got a bunch of little bits and bobs to paint. And yeah, hopefully not too much more painting. Well, I'm kind of over it for now, but I'm kind of getting, you know, hanging out to weld something, but you know. Anyway, that's enough jibber jabber. As always, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and until next time, take it easy and peace.